You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts now.
I am back. Rodrance for Black and White Sports 2. If you're new to the channel, hit subscribe, like, comment, let us know what you think about what we're going to talk about. So the next big quarterback, now that Jalen Hurts and Lamar Jackson are done, is going to be Joe Burrow on the contract front. Now, I think we expect less drama around this than, for example, Lamar Jackson, because Lamar had a lot of things going on, right? It had been drug out a long time. He had already been offered a lot of money. A lot of people thought it was more than fair. Some people thought it was way too much money. Some people actually thought it was too less. I don't know how that comes across. Then you had the Deshaun Watson fully guaranteed component of Lamar Jackson, and you had the no agent. By the way, I was critical of Lamar and having no agent, but damn, Lamar got that part worked out, and he got paid, and he didn't use an agent. Although I still have my suspicions that there was an agent somewhere lurking in the background that we didn't know about. Drew Rosenhaus. But that's just purely speculation, me talking out of my ass, okay? But I thought it was odd that Drew Rosenhaus made some comments about Lamar. And now we got Joe Burrow, and he has come out and made some comments that I like because he's fully aware that he's got two badass receivers, and they need to be paid. I think a lot of people sort of went down the road to believe that he was going to be hyper aware of the contract situation in much the same way as Tom Brady once was. And for years and years and years, Tom Brady took less money with the Patriots. Now, one of Tom's problems in all that was the Patriots didn't always spend that money and use that money on offensive weapons. And when they did, Randy Moss, I mean, they threw up some crazy-ass numbers together, Tom Brady and Randy Moss. But, by the way, they didn't win a Super Bowl that year. Should be noted. So I will say this. Joe Burrow's going to get paid. In fact, there's a report now that there's no doubt he's going to become the highest-paid quarterback in NFL history. And that's just sort of how this works, okay? I mean, every next contract tends to be the highest paid when it comes to quarterbacks. And I will say this. I think Joe Burrow is a complete badass. And the only thing that concerns me about Joe Burrow is, unfortunately, the franchise he plays for. And I'm not shitting on the Bengals, but they notoriously have a cheap owner. Okay? And that's concern. But as long as you got a franchise quarterback with this kind of skill level, and I believe this kind of self-awareness, you've got a chance to win it all. And one thing has come out in the wash. Zach Taylor, the coach, being a joke that I think everybody thought he was just a couple of years ago, everybody sort of realizes Zach Taylor can coach his ass off. And so now, after a couple of successful seasons, making it in the playoffs, flirting, going deep, flirting with that Super Bowl appearance, Zach Taylor will probably be there a while now, especially with the history when you consider they kept Marvin Lewis forever. So, let's get to this. I've got Bro Bible, and then I got a little Yahoo because we are going to go over those Jamar Chase, T. Higgins comments. In a development that could reshape the landscape of the quarterback contracts in the NFL, Bengals quarterback Joe Burrow is poised to become the highest-paid player in the league's history. According to ESPN's Jeremy Fowler, negotiations have commenced between the Bengals organization and Burrow's agents, indicating a strong push to secure a groundbreaking deal. Quote, I'm told the Bengals have made their initial push to sign Joe Burrow, adding that Burrow will no doubt be the highest-paid player in the NFL once his deal gets done. Now, there's a lot of speculation out there that he might look to do something like Patrick Mahomes has done, right? Patrick signed a massive overall deal with less money in every single year, right? And already Patrick, now it's kind of become embarrassing and the Chiefs are aware of it. His per year amount has dropped so much below quarterbacks that are obviously not as good as Patrick that now it's being reported that the Chiefs are looking to give Patrick Mahomes more money, that Mahomes may not even be seeking it, but they're aware of how the perception looks, and it looks bad now. Fowler reports that the Bengals have taken their first steps in the negotiation process with Burrow and his agents. Acknowledging the complexity of such deals, Fowler anticipated that there will be an extensive back-and-forth discussions and counter-proposals. However, the Bengals are determined to make progress swiftly. Look, they don't want a disgruntled quarterback here, right? Recognizing the significance of finalizing Burrow's contract in order to shift their focus to other team-building endeavors. In other words, the two badass wide receivers. It is evident that this organization is keen on securing Burrow's services for the long term and is prepared to invest heavily to make that happen. The current record for the highest annual salary in the NFL belongs to Lamar Jackson of the Baltimore Ravens, who signed a 5-year, $260 million extension in late April. Last I checked, he still wasn't in OTAs, even though he's got a new offense. This deal translates to an average annual salary of $52 million, setting a new benchmark for quarterback contracts. Jalen Hurts of the Philadelphia Eagles also secured a lucrative contract extension, signing a 5-year, $255 million deal in mid-April with an average of $51 million per year. Man, these quarterback salaries are out of control. Given the recent trend of escalating quarterback contracts, it is widely expected that Burrow's impending deal will pass the $52 million mark set by Lamar Jackson. Burrow has shown tremendous potential since entering the league, displaying exceptional skills and leadership qualities that have had a significant impact on the Bengals' performance. Now, Burrow said this: "I'm pretty clear on what I want in a contract and what I think is best for myself and the team." Very interesting there. During 2 seasons, he has amassed an impressive record. Let's just look. He's 24-17, was 12-4 last year, 10-6 the year before. These completion percentages are off the charts. 68, led the NFL in 2021 at 70, and just under a 3-to-1 touchdown-interception ratio, and 2 consecutive 4,400-plus yard year kind of year. So he throws for a lot of passing yards as well. He was 4th in the MVP vote, was a Pro Bowler, and in 2021 he won that AP Comeback Player of the Year because he had blown out his ACL. Now, let's look at what he said about his receivers. Burrow told reporters Tuesday that, quote, "Whenever you have guys on the team that need to get paid, that's always on your mind." He's likely referring to wideouts T. Higgins, who's an impending free agent after 2023, and Jamar Chase, who is eligible for an extension as soon as next season. Together, the trio, and this is crazy, has tallied 316 receptions, 4,621 receiving yards, and 35 receiving touchdowns the past 2 seasons. Quote, "You want that to be a focal point," Burrow said, regarding keeping Higgins and Chase. "We're working to make that happen. You got to have good players. It doesn't matter how good your quarterback is. If you don't have good players around him, you're not going to be a very good team." And something else we ought to just glance at with Burrow. Look at this rushing. Now, he doesn't rush for a lot of yards, but last year he did have 5 touchdowns by way of the ground, and he ran for over 250 yards. So he is a lot more mobile than people think. Very good on bootlegs, rollouts, things like that too. So damn shame. Would have loved to have had a guy like this on the 49ers. They would be wrecking shop right now if they had a quarterback of his stature. I like Joe Burrow a lot. I mean, honestly, I thought Josh Allen was going to be that guy for me. As far as the new quarterbacks that I was going to really like, it's Joe Burrow. It is. I mean, I've got Patrick Mahomes, Joe Burrow, Josh Allen. That's kind of my ranking. I understand Josh Allen can sort of be interchangeable, but Josh Allen had a slightly down year last year. Couple of times he reverted back to some of his like rookie year kind of habits and things of that nature. He was still unbelievable, but He didn't do that year before last. He had made a progression, eliminated some mistakes, and then had a little tiny bit of regression. I'm not shitting on Josh Allen. He's a badass. And then I've got Jalen Hurts ahead of, for example, somebody like Lamar Jackson. Sorry, Chris Sims. I think Jalen Hurts has got a better head on his shoulders than Lamar Jackson does. And I like Jalen Hurts a lot. I liked him in college a lot. And once again, quarterback comes out in the NFL draft with a lot of starts in college and finds success. By the way, Chris Sims, Brock Purdy, like number 25 or something? Yikes. Okay. I mean, I don't think Brock's a top 10 quarterback or a top 12 quarterback, but, you know, I'd like to see him somewhere in the top 20 for crying out loud, maybe. By the way, had Sam Darnold and Brock Purdy back-to-back in his top 40. So that's sort of interesting, and we know he's best friends with Kyle Shanahan. There's some people that know something about Sam Darnold and Kyle Shanahan that I don't think we all know. That's a side note, and it's definitely a video. I may have something coming on Brock Purdy later anyway. So Joe Burrow, they're working on his contract. If you're a Bengals fan, you like to hear, yeah, he may be the highest paid. And I wonder, when they say highest paid, that's supposed to be referring to annual salary. You got to give him an annual salary above Lamar Jackson. You got to. Okay? Because if you don't, it's going to look visually terrible, all right, for the organization. It's just going to make them look bad. But I could see him do one of these longer-term extensions in the way that Patrick Mahomes has done, right? So tell me what you think, Black and White Sports 2 supporters. Make sure you hit subscribe. If you're listening on the podcast, hit subscribe there. Peace, I'm out. Till next time.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.